Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we are back on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 94 and we are currently over here at the brand spanking new Redstone Museum, ready to record another video. And I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I have got to tell you, I am super duper excited to be recording this video. I don't know why, I have absolutely no clue why this is, but I am feeling very excited to be playing Minecraft right now. Who knows, sometimes you know those days where you just wake up in the morning and you're like, I feel good about today. Today has been a do day. I have recorded a bunch of videos, I have edited a bunch of videos, and I've just generally been getting a lot of stuff done. And you know how it feels when you get a lot of stuff done in one day. You feel like you've really powered on through and you've got what you needed to do done and it all feels good. Well, that is what the mood is right now for me. As you can hear in my voice, I'm feeling a lot happier. It is currently 7:42 in the afternoon on a Wednesday and I've got a beaming smile on my face. But anyway, what are we going to be doing in today's episode? Well, we are going to be working on a few little technical bits and bobs because this is a redstone museum. But there's no redstone. Absolutely zero, zilch redstone in the Redstone Museum, and that's not going to fly particularly well. If we're trying to make ticket sales, that's not how to do it. So we have to add in some of the redstone contraptions. But before we do that, I think we have to fill in the area. We have to get ourselves a nice level playing field, a nice floor in which all of the exhibits can go on top of. So I think I'm going to use grass for that. I don't know, I haven't really used grass in any builds recently, and I think it would look fairly good. So let's give that a go. As it happens, I don't actually have any grass, and I don't have a silk touch shovel, but luckily I managed to locate this little fella. And this is going to annoy quite a few of you, because this may be considered a little bit of a waste of a silk touch book, but I am planning on going out with tons of books over to the Ender and doing loads and loads of enchanting at some point in the near future, so I thought for 4 levels, I might as well just do it. We have got ourselves a silk touch shovel. Like I say, the comment section is probably going mad with people saying, wow, that was such a massive waste. But you know what? I definitely need it. We're going to need loads and loads of grass for this. And it needs to fill up the entire area of the Redstone Museum, which is a fairly big space. So I'm going to have to do one hell of a lot of digging. But I'll gather up the resources and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit. The Mumbo Jump Mow mows your lawns in seconds with his crazy mower. So would you look at that, ladies and gentlemen, we have got ourselves a bright green level playing field to play on. I mean, look at this place. It looks brilliant. Very well mowed. Very happy with how this has turned out. And I really do regret not using more grass in my builds. I don't know why. I just never seem to think of it. And it was only this build recently where I thought, you know what would look good here? Grass. And I'm very happy that I did it. But anyway, this is going to provide the platform for all of our redstone contraptions. And I think what the layout for this video is going to be, here is my plan, is I am going to build all of the redstone contraptions live on camera, and I'm going to talk you through them, explain to you why they are in the Redstone Museum, and why I like them so much. Because some of you might be watching thinking, this contraption is really silly. Why is this being featured? But some of the contraptions, I don't know why, I just really like them, and this is definitely one of them. So this is the hidden crafting bench. As you can see, I've already tried building this one, and I've messed it up a couple of times. Now, you would have thought, being one of my favourite redstone contraptions, I would actually remember how to build it. But this is a very simple hidden crafting bench. As you know, I absolutely love my hidden crafting benches. It's probably one of the most done things on my channel, just because they're so cool. Just popping out and about when you need them. I love it. So if we just chuck down a redstone torch on the side of this one here, and then we need to get ourselves a sticky piston, place it on top of that redstone torch, that should be pretty much everything all done and dusted. So as you can see, it is a very small little mechanism there, and if we take a look, flick ourselves the lever, you will see that it gets swapped out for the block. Awesome, that has worked like a charm. I can't believe that is still working. This contraption is probably about 1.5 years, maybe even 2 years old, and it is still working as before, as simple as it was. Oh, it's amazing. Everyone should have one of these in their base. Mobs everywhere. I should have lit this place up. I so should have lit this place up. You're off. Get out of here with your crazy potion effects. Oh man, I need to light this place up before we get all of the redstone in, otherwise that could have been a tragedy. This next redstone build I have decided to do off camera just because it makes life a little bit easier. I would have been fumbling about trying to work out what on earth is going on, watching my own tutorial while trying to make my own video. As you can see, the first build was very simple indeed. It consists of one piece of redstone dust and one redstone torch. This one over here, it has got comparators, hoppers, daylight sensors, the whole caboodle. And I probably would have messed up a large number of times. But what it is this is known as the Bedtime Alert, and in the title it says no more spam in your bed. Now the whole point of this is that it stops you having to stand next to your bed waiting to be able to sleep in it. What will happen is a little light will turn on, that is this little signal here. It will turn on as soon as you are able to sleep in your bed. And the accuracy on this thing is absolutely insane. It is perfect. I can't believe how dead on I managed to get. It literally, the light turns on the very second you are able to sleep in it. And I actually did a test in the video itself of this happening, and you can find a link to the video down in the description. One thing that I do want to warn you about though, is that it's a slightly younger Mumbo doing the video, which is fine. I mean, I'm a little bit more high-pitched, not ridiculous. But more importantly, I had a cold, which means that I sound a little bit like, hello, and today we're going to be recording the video. And it's probably not my finest of video achievements, but I really like the concept, and that is why it has ended up in the Redstone Museum. So I would suggest checking it out, because I think I'm actually going to build one of these on the Hermitcraft server. They are so useful, because I spent so long just stood outside my bed, holding down the right-click button, waiting to be able to sleep. The next build being featured in the Redstone Museum is a Redstone Torch Key. This is a very popular topic once again on the Mumbo Jumbo channel. I don't know why, I just love my little secret entrances, secret hidden activation devices, hidden armories, all that sort of thing. They just seem to really fire my buttons, I don't really know why. But anyway, this is one of the simplest designs for a redstone torch key. Let's see if I can build it all correctly, remember it off the top of my head. But I remember this video because I uploaded this around about, it must be about a year ago now, which is ridiculous. I remember recording the video. I've got it up on the YouTube search and it says a year ago. Not only that, but it's got 132,000 views, which is fairly impressive considering at that time I probably had about 80,000 subscribers. So that isn't doing too bad, is it? But anyway, what we need is we just need another sticky piston facing downwards on this block here, where they block like that, and then the redstone torch right there. And we need to do one more block, which I forgot to place, and that is the one on top of this piston. But now, if we place down the redstone torch, you should see that very quickly we got ourselves an output through this piece of redstone, which means it is usable as a redstone torch key. That is wicked. That is one of those designs that is always going to work, in theory. I hope that is always going to work, because otherwise I'll be fairly upset. And it is also very useful in any form of hidden place that you want to have. This is probably one of the easiest to build hidden torch keys there is. The next one is another hidden activation device. This is by far the simplest thing I have ever featured on my channel, and it's definitely got a story behind it, okay? So I am going to build this very quickly, then I'll explain to you the story, because when I was a wee little YouTuber with about 500 subscribers, I looked up to a lot of YouTubers, and one of those people was definitely Monkey Farm. Now, Monkey Farm is actually on the Hermitcraft server, and he is still an absolutely brilliant YouTuber. If you haven't seen his videos before, then I would highly suggest checking him out. But way back in the day, when I had 500 subscribers, Monkey Farm was probably on about 100,000 at the time, and I made this little thing. It was a concept that I came up with off the top of my own head, and what it is the hose switch. So what you do is you activate this little device by tilling the soil, and as you can see, the output turns off, meaning that you can use it as a hidden activation device. Just look how simple that little thing is. But I decided to do a video on it, and Monkey Farm, for whatever reason, stumbled across this video, and not only did he subscribe to my YouTube channel, which completely blew my mind at the time, he also liked my video, and I went up by 300 subscribers in one day. Now obviously having only 500 subscribers, and going up by 300 subscribers, it completely blew me away. I couldn't handle myself for the rest of the day. I was just so over the moon, refreshing my mobile phone sub count thing on my channel. I just had my channel on automatic refresh all day, just watching the subs go up. And to this day, is probably one of the happiest moments I've ever had on YouTube, just getting that amount of attention all of a sudden. There were loads of lovely comments saying how good my videos were and all that sort of thing. So one of my fondest moments of YouTube, and that is definitely thanks to Monkey Farm. So thank you, buddy. Thank you ever so much for that, because that really helped me out and probably helped me get to where I am today. So there we go. That little thing there. Isn't it just so simple? This time we're going to be taking a look at an automatic melon farm, and this is another one of those things that I just think is a really cool concept. Essentially, I worked out, well, I wouldn't say worked out, I just sort of looked at melons and discovered that actually they are full blocks, full-on solid blocks, which means that you can pass a redstone current through them. So instead of using a bud switch, I decided to use redstone current, which means that you didn't need any of that complicated piston stuff, because back in the day, bud switches used to be huge. They used to be big contraptions with multiple pistons and all that sort of thing, and you didn't want to have to deal with any bud switches in your build. So I designed this, and what it does is it detects when the melon grows by passing the redstone current through this block. Now I don't know if I have done it exactly the same, but by the look of things I sort of have, and then all we had was a regular piston facing downwards that would then crush the melon immediately as soon as it grew. Now one thing that I will just say is that back in these days, we didn't have any fan-dangled hoppers or anything like that. You just have to walk by all of your automatic farms and pick up any of the items that are falling. Obviously, generally speaking, you would have more than one module of this melon farm. You wouldn't just have the one, because otherwise you're never going to get any melons. But this was damn good. This was pretty groundbreaking back in the day, I seem to remember. And a lot of people got very excited about it, began improving all of the designs, which was always lovely. And I am still, to this day, very proud of this little idea. This is another one of those builds that I tried to do on camera and completely failed at. And one thing that I want to say before we begin is that for some reason, I am getting some crazy slideshow lag. Like, the frames per second seem to really be suffering right now. But anyway, this build here is a tiny hidden staircase. I uploaded this probably about 4 months ago, and it is my favorite upload I have done in the past 6 months. Who knows why? I mean, I don't know what, I love my hidden staircases, there's no doubt about it. I've done a lot of hidden staircases in the past, and this is definitely one of my best ones. But seriously, I don't know why, this one just came to mind when I was thinking of things to put in this museum, and I just love it. I love it so much. It is tiny, it's 3 blocks wide, and it works absolutely brilliantly. As you can see here, flick this lever and you can see that all of the pistons line up with the floor level, and then when you flick it again, it opens itself up very nice and quickly, and you get yourself the tiny hidden staircase. I think some of the reason that I like this so much is because I know that I spent a good number of hours trying to make this, just messing about with redstone, trying to work out what things worked and what things didn't, but also some of the mechanics that I used really are quite strange. So for example, we've got ourselves a falling edge monostable circuit right here, and that is actually activated by a sticky piston with a redstone block on top. Now that's not particularly strange, but here is the dropper hopper falling edge monostable circuit, and as you can see there is a block right there, and the power from the hopper actually travels through the block into the comparator, and that is the last block retraction. I just think that's really cool. Also, all of this circuit that is up at the top, it powers so many different things all at once, while simultaneously doing everything right. It all just seemed to work without me actually trying to make it work. As in, I placed all of the redstone down, and I flicked the lever, and I was like, oh, that actually worked. I can't believe that actually worked. It's just one of those builds that really came together very nicely. I uploaded it, like I say, 4 months ago. Already, it is almost at 100,000 views, and everyone that watches the video seems to think it's very good indeed. So if you haven't seen it, I would highly suggest checking it out. A link to that one will be down in the description. But anyway, now it is time to crack on and do another one of these little redstone builds. Now time for another one of those absolutely tiny but very useful contraptions. This time, it is a bud switch. So if you take a look here, this was the design, and it was, well, I was amazed when this actually works. So what we've got is we've got the sticky piston, we have got the glass, and then we have got the sand on top. And if I remember correctly, all you need to do is run redstone power into this sand block here, and it will turn itself into a little bud switch. Let's see if this still works. I haven't built one of these in a very long time indeed, so let's just take a look. The repeater runs into that one, and bud switch. Yes, it still works. I don't believe it. I can't believe that still works. It's such a strange little mechanism, but I remember discovering that and just being completely blown away. And I had a video scheduled for that night, and I kicked that video off. I kicked it straight off the schedule, recorded this video as fast as I possibly could, and got it out onto YouTube as fast as I possibly could before anyone could beat me to it, because this bud switch was fairly groundbreaking. As I mentioned earlier, bud switches back in those days were huge, giant contraptions, and then gradually they were getting smaller and smaller, but this one completely changed it up. And it made them very nice and easy to make, and now they've been made even easier using the slime block and the redstone block on top. That makes life so simple that you don't even have to worry about making bud switches anymore, which is cool. I suppose it's all progression, isn't it? But I'm very proud of this little design. Now, I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, I am actually running out of disk space right now, so I might have to end up cutting this video a little bit shorter, but for the final build in today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the T flip-flop I made. Now, this was when pistons finally, for some reason, they made a bit of a change. I think they were trying to get rid of sand generators, and it meant that you could turn pistons into one-tick monostables. This was a big change in Minecraft, because it meant that you could make very easy T flip-flops without much hassle, or anything like that, whereas beforehand, T flip-flops were actually quite a complex little task. So, I believe I built something that looked a little bit like this. Now, if you see T flip-flops these days, you will notice that they're very small, very sleek little builds. Nothing like that in the past. As you can see, this thing is pretty huge in terms of T flip-flops in today's standards, but as you can see, it does work, at least it should. There we go. So we have got ourselves a constant output. We'll even stick in the piston for good measure. So there is the constant output, and then if we hit the button once again, you can see it toggles it off. Now, one thing that I have been considering, I know you lot really do like your very simple videos, and that is lovely because I love teaching people about some of the basic stuff with redstone. And recently I did a video on the 5 farms that you will need in Minecraft, and a few of those designs used bud switches, these little things here to activate and then take down or harvest the items. And I got a few comments, I'd say probably about 30, maybe 40, asking me to explain how bud switches work, how to use bud switches, and how to build bud switches. And I thought that would be a really cool idea for a little series, like an explained series. So we do bud switches explained, I could do T flip-flops explained, I could do ABBA gates explained, AND gates explained, all of the logic stuff in redstone essentially, just to try and help make you better at redstone. Please let me know down in the comment section if you would like to see that sort of thing in the future. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've got myself a warning on the screen. I am going to have to call it a day right now because I'm running out of disk space and I can't delete any of the videos because I haven't edited or uploaded any of them. So if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.